LwCad 4.5 New features. In this video I will show you quickly what is new in version 4.5. The biggest change in this version are shape library instances. We can create these instances with a variety of architectural tools such as window tool, fence tool, furniture, element, and we can decide whether to create these objects as polygons or instances. This instance is a new object entity which is in fact pointer into shape library object. I will show you separately for each tool how this is very useful. I'll start with window tool. We can see we have a lot of new options in numeric panel. First new option is a corner mode. With this corner mode we can very easily create corner windows. So when I create a simple window here on the corner of the wall, we can see that this drill box it adjusted to corner very nicely. Also window, when I offset it into the wall, we can see that window is correctly placed according to corner. So just with second usage of tool, I will place a window of on the second side of the corner, and we can see the corner window is created quickly and easily. Just use it from each side of the corner wall, and rest is calculated automatically. Next option is a wall grid. Wall grid is this special grid created for this tool is optimized for placing windows, doors on the walls. So we can set the pivot of this grid on the wall on any corner. Now starting with left bottom here, and we can also set value of the grid here in the numeric panel. And with this grid, as you can see, we can very quickly create windows precisely. This is very important. We can place them precisely. Also working with corner mode. As you can see, very nice, very neat new addition, this wall grid. Next update is a new drill mode option. In this version we can control the drilling mode, because previously there was only automatic mode, so the drill box was calculated from the depth of the wall, and now we can also disable the drilling box, so we can place only a window and not to drill the wall. With automatic mode, drill box is automatically calculated, and with user mode we can control the depth of the drilling box. So this is sometimes useful in case of error of automatic mode, which is very occasional, or if we need to do some special object, but it's better to keep it automatic. Next new feature is a new layer system. By default it is disabled, so we can place only one window or door shape on door object from shape library. When we enable this layer system, we can create even more complex objects. We can make combination of 3 layers. So for first layer I will enable this prepared default door frame or window frame here, and as a second layer I will add this window. And now I can keep this frame and just change different window styles, or I can switch to layer 1 and change different styles of frames. Same works also for doors, and as you can see, we have two kind of objects now, because shape library version 3, new version, is able to add two different window or door shapes. First is called a front window or front door, and second is front back door or window. What is the difference? In layer 1 we have a front back frame object, and this front back object has disabled offset. So this object is placed from the front to back of the wall, so it is automatically stretched on the wall. And in the second layer we have a regular window or door object, which has this kind of object has enabled offset, so this object we can move along the depth of the wall. So this is very flexible. For more information how to add front and front back object into shape library window and door, please watch the video manual. So there is a complete video step by step how to add these different object types. This default library has some default windows and default frames. Also for doors we have, as you can see, different for doors we have different default doors, and in layer 1 we have here switch to the door default wall frames, door frames, sorry. So as you can see, now it is very complex, this window tool. On first look maybe a little bit complicated, but when you understand it deeply, this tool is now really flexible, and you can do any parametric window or door object. And with a good created good shape library, you can optimize your pipeline, so then you can create buildings with windows, doors very quickly. And now on the end of the window tool, new shape instances. So now I will create some couple of windows and doors as instances. So I will switch this option shape instances from polygons to instances, and just create the couple of doors. And at least 2-3 windows. So here I will set this frame for layer 2. Let's say this window. Okay. So I will fix it and just place 3 windows in the row. Okay, now we have created 2 door instances with frames and 3 windows. And with these instances we can use the instance manager. So let's say I will select these 2 doors instances, and with instance manager I can quickly change this door instance from library, even if tool is already dropped. So after that we can very easily select, let's say, these windows and switch to different window. Also these frames, let's say these 2 will be different, So now just make them different. So this way you can create all windows and doors on the building as instances and save it, and after that you can create a lot of combination with different windows, different doors, but you don't need to redo again and again the placement of the doors and windows, and you just use instance manager and switch doors and window instances. After you are done, you can use a freeze instance command, and all instances will be converted into polygons that you can render. With instance manager we can also very easily rotate and flip selected instances. So here on the top of the numeric panel we have rotate button. You can flip horizontally, flip vertically. For this particular door, only useful will be flip horizontal, so left door or right door very quickly. Also very useful. And another useful feature is that each instance is created with part name, same as the file in shape library. So when we open polygon statistic panel and we select by parts, we can quickly select for example this window frame 3. So we can access each shape library element by name, part name. Also very useful. New shape library instances are very flexible new geometrical elements. When we are creating new shape library objects, we can use even instances. So we can create new object not just from polygons, but some parts might be created from instances. So for example, this door, when this door was created, this body was created from polygons, and this handle is not created from elements, but this handle is instance to element object. So when you add door like this, so created from polygons and from another instance, then when you freeze this object, all polygonal or all original polygons are frozen into polygons from this instance, but that included instance are still as an instance. Now it is revealed as this element handle, and this is now new instance. And now again you can open instance manager and switch it. So when you create doors this way, or windows or anything else with included instance to something else, then when you freeze that object, you can again switch also that included instance. So this is very flexible. This way you can create even more level of instances included. So you can create insanely complicated object by this way. So very nice and very powerful, and there is a lot of space to grow functionality. So that's it for Windows. Next updated tool is a fence tool. Fence tool working same as previously, so you can use fence and column objects to create a fence, but now you can create some list of these shapes, fences and column, and then use these items from this list. What for is this useful? Is that first I will remove all shapes from the list. I will add single column into the list, and I will add, let's say, these two fences here and here. And now when I activate tool in the viewport, we can see that we see all the items from the list directly in the viewport. You can list them also in numeric panel here, this column, fence, metal 1, fence, metal 5, but you can see that list also in the viewport, and you can switch between active items from the list directly in the viewport or through the numeric panel. You can now also change the height directly in the viewport. Let's say this column, so you can edit height here in the viewport, dragging handle, also through numeric panel. And same for the fans object. So now you can change height. So this is very quickly way how to adjust the fans. And each time you create a new segment of the fans, it is created from active item in the list. So when I switch to this fans type, now when I create a new segment is created from this active item from the list. New fans tool has some predefined presets with existing objects from library, so you can play with them before you create your own. And also new fans object is updated in Shape Library 3. I recommend you to watch updated video manual how to create fans and column object, or how to add them into Shape Library. And best part of new fans tool are shape instances. So you need to switch shape instances from polygons to instances, and now I will create some simple fans. Let's say something like this. And when we drop fans tool, this object is created from 4 fans instances and 5 column instances. We can select them, and again, same as with window tool, we can use instance manager. So very easily we can switch fans into different object. We can select just this part. Let's say here will be some kind of gate, so we can use different instance, and same works with columns. So let's say these 2 columns, I will switch to different type. We can use also basic modification operations such as translation, rotation, scaling, and for these 2 columns we will use scale operation. Okay, now it is right. And as you can see, when I am stretching this column instance, it still works as it was in fans tool. So intervals in the column instance are still active. So only parts which are defined by intervals are stretched, and these which are fixed are still fixed. So as you can see, again, also with fans tool, very powerful usage of new instances. Next tool which works with shape instances is a new element tool. This tool was created for easy placement of handles for windows, doors, and furniture. But it is general tool. You can use it for any kind of object. It is using a new element library which has 2 kind of objects. First, a single pivot object, element object. Let's say this door handle. It is single pivot object is a simple object with fixed dimensions, and it is defined by single point, single pivot. So you can place it very easily, just with a single point. Second type of element object is a double or 2 pivot element, and I will switch default library here to 2 pivot handles, and you can create the double pivot or 2 pivot element by defining two points in the scene. And it is also object which keeps its dimension, and it is stretched only along the axis which is defined by these 2 points. This is suitable for creating 2-point handles for furniture, for example, even for doors or any other objects. This is general tool, so you don't need to use just handles. You can create any object you need to place by single or double point very quickly. And strong point of this element tool is that you can create these single pivot or double pivot objects also as an instance. So I will make this handle larger. So you can also create them as an instance, and then you can add these handles together with objects or another instances as a all complete complex object into another library. Let's say windows, doors, furniture. Next new tool is a furniture tool. With this tool we can create our own parametric furniture. It is using a new furniture library objects. There are two basic kind of furniture objects: floor-based and wall-based. Floor-based are objects which should be placed on the floor base, and wall-based are objects which should be attached to the wall. This tool is based on rectangle tool, so we are benefiting from same feature as box tool and rectangle tool. So we can set default dimensions, we can fix object, we can flip it horizontally, vertically, and new furniture library is using also intervals. So as you can see on this tool, when you use properly intervals, when you are adding furniture object into library, then you can create a very nice and clean parametrical object, which when you apply and stretch it is always proper. So let's say on this tool, these parts such as legs are always same dimension, and only parts which should be stretched are stretched. So by this way you have a lot of variations of for creating different kinds of furniture parts. This tool, same as previous tools, can also create object as instance. So you can create, let's say, this tool as an instance and then replace it with instant manager anytime later. This might be useful, for example, for kitchen. You can create some style of kitchen and put the object as instances, and then you can replace with other style. So you can very quickly create a lot of combinations of same kitchen. And finally, Shape Library 3. In Shape Library 3, the Add to Archways tool. This tool was completely updated. Now you don't need any additional curves. The adding objects from the scene into library is very easy now. You just click into top viewport. You have to set before the proper library type. So let's say door. So after clicking into top viewport, you can see here these OpenGL buttons, and with help of these buttons you can set up any additional options for this library type. So in case of this door, you can set some intervals. You can set a wall, so where the wall is located for this door. You can set hole by rectangle or by polyline, so you can create some custom hole, and you can set also this two rectangle. So as you can see, very easy, much more intuitive as a previous way. For complete information about new Add to Archways tool, please watch updated video manual with tutorials for each specific library type and how to add these objects into library with new options.